So welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Trish and I typically focus on green beauty skincare, some makeup, some perfume. But today I'm going to be branching out just a little bit because I'm going to be talking about my new and improved anti-aging routine. So I actually don't have a problem with the term anti-aging. I've mentioned this before in past videos. I am not anti-aging. Obviously, I want to age. I obviously want to be alive. You're going to be aging if you are alive. So I'm not anti being alive, obviously. I'm pro aging, I'm pro getting older. But I will say that I just feel like the term anti-aging in terms of skincare is more of just like an umbrella term, which to me means wanting to diminish fine lines, maybe get rid of some, melasma, some hyperpigmentation, keep your skin, plump. So I don't really see it as a negative term. I know that people are playing around with other terms to use instead of anti-aging, but for me, I'm just going to use anti-aging. I hope I'm not offending anybody, but here is my new anti-aging routine. So if you've been watching my channel, you're probably pretty familiar with the types of products I use and what I like to use, but this is specifically talking about what I think is really great for anti-aging. Of course, I'm not a dermatologist, and I actually just had a dermatology appointment, and we were talking about all of this, which was about 2 weeks ago, and kind of inspired me to up my game into some products that are prescription and definitely not in the green beauty realm. So if you're not interested in this, I totally understand, but for those of you who are interested, let's go ahead and jump right in. So I kind of have 3 things that I do for anti-aging, and that is vitamin C, retinoids, and sunscreen. So I think I would like to talk about vitamin C first because that is what I like to use during the day. So I have several actually that are in the green beauty world that I am really loving. And the most recent one is the Blissoma Phyto Brightening Serum. And this is just a really fantastic vitamin C serum. I just talked about it recently in a video, so I will link that below, but just so that you can see the texture, how smoothly it goes on. It absorbs very quickly, so it's really easy to use during the day underneath, makeup, sunscreen, all of that. It's easy to layer with. I also really love the Live Botanical First Light Brightening Serum. This has one of those vitamin C derivatives in it, which is great, so it's oil soluble. And I like the roll-on. I think maybe on the website, Carolyn has run out of the roll-on, so I think right now if you go to her website, it is in a dropper. I love both methods of delivery. Personally, the roll-on is maybe a little bit easier to use because then I can really target my upper lip and under my eyes, but I can do that with a dropper as well, so that's not a big deal. So in the morning, I like to use, like I said, I like to use these products. The other vitamin C product that I really like, you've heard me talk about before, is the Arcona Youth Serum. And this has 20% L-ascorbic, which to me is really the gold standard in terms of getting all that you want out of your vitamin C. So this is also good to mix with other products. I tend to like to use it just directly on my face, maybe even without a toner, just so that I'm getting that full absorption of that L-ascorbic acid. It does not bother my skin in any way. I know that some people do get irritation with L-ascorbic acid, especially maybe if you're acneic prone or have rosacea. So one of these products might be more tolerable for you if the L-ascorbic acid is too much. So I find for me that the vitamin C really helps diminish hyperpigmentation. I'm not going to say that it completely, knocks it out of the park or it diminishes it completely, but I do think that it really helps decrease the pigmentation. So the next category of product that I like to use for anti-aging are retinoids. You've heard me talk about the Pestle and Mortar Superstar and the Jordan Samuel retinol, a toile with retinol, which I really, really adore. So I have a video already where I talk about retinols. I have a retinol update or retinoid update. So I will go ahead and link that below because I don't want to go into too much about specifics about all these products. I just more want to tell you what I'm doing. And then if you have any questions for me, definitely ask below. So now we're going to talk about the prescription retinoids, and these of course are Retin-A, Tretinoin, and I have only started using these in the last 2 weeks, and let me tell you why. But there is a little bit of a backstory about it because I have this tube that was prescribed to me maybe, I want to say 10 years ago, and I know that because actually that's what the dermatologist told me when they prescribed it, but this also expired, I think back in like 2011 or something. And the reason why I was prescribed this was I was getting these bumps on my forehead that I can't remember what the dermatologist called them, but the woman who does my facials said they were like collapsed pores, but whatever they were not very cute, and I wanted to get rid of them. The dermatologist said that she could, I think she maybe said she could burn them off or slice them off in some way, but that I could try this Retin-A if I wanted to, but she wasn't really sure how effective it would be. Well, it turned out to be very effective, and it completely got rid of the bumps. So once those were gone, it maybe took, I don't know, 6 months or a year, then I just stopped using this. So fast forward to today, and I am closing in on 50. I have my 50th birthday on July. So I definitely have these wrinkles. Like it's not that noticeable when I'm just like this, but when I raise up my eyebrows, you can see I've got deeper wrinkles. And then there's one over here that is like really deep set. It's just like this little crease that is just driving me crazy. So what I wanted to do, and I asked this to my dermatologist, I asked her if she felt like these types of products would help at least soften what's going on here and on my forehead. Now, I maybe will get Botox in the future. I don't know. I'm not going to say that I would never do Botox. I'm not like anti-Botox or anything, but I just want to see how these do for me, or how Retin-A does for me in terms of these deeper lines that I have on my forehead before I move to something like Botox, which again, I might do, I don't know. But for now, I'm gonna see how these work. This has expired, and when I asked my dermatologist about it, she said they basically go by the general rule that if the consistency looks the same and it doesn't smell bad, that it's fine to use. So I'm actually going to go ahead and finish up this tube. I also feel like maybe if it's expired a little bit, it might not be quite as strong as it would have been if I had opened it freshly today. So I've been using this for about 2 weeks now, probably 3 to 4 times a week, and knock on wood, I haven't had any peeling. I've mostly been using it on my forehead. Sometimes I bring it down a little bit onto my cheeks, but really the focus has been my forehead. And I don't know, it's too soon to tell if it's been helping or not, but once I'm done with this, I feel like my skin will probably be pretty well adjusted so that I can move to, because like, what's the percentage? Oh, well, this is Tretinoin gel. Yeah, this is 0.1. The Retin-A micro is 0.1. And then I got the generic, and this is also 0.1. It has a different delivery system. The Retin-A micro is definitely very emollient and very, easy to use, but it is ridiculously expensive. I don't know how much this was going to be, but it was going to be like maybe in the $300 or $400 range out of pocket, and I was just like, no way, I don't need the Retin-A micro. Let's go for the generic cream, and I'll see how this does on my skin. Being a fresh bottle and everything, not expired for like 9 years or whatever this one is. This one was still, not crazy expensive. It was $40 once I had some kind of like a coupon thingy. I think it's called goodrx.com. And that brought the price down to somewhere around like maybe $40, $45, something like that. So that's that. I've moved into the prescription realm in terms of Retin-A, the generic Retin-A, and we'll see how it goes. I'm not, seeing anything like crazy amazing over the last 2 weeks, but I am hoping for, some visible results maybe over the next year or two using this. Now, of course, with the Retin-A and any of the retinoids and any kind of acids that you're using, and just in general, you have to be very, very careful with your SPF use. So the first SPF product I want to talk about is the Juice Beauty SPF 30 Mineral Moisturizer Sheer. I really like this stuff. It's very well priced. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it focused in here or not. There's quite a lot of bright sun coming through, which I'm not complaining about, but I really do like this. It is very reasonably priced. I also recently got the Josie Maran Argan Daily Moisturizer SPF 47 because I really am looking to up my SPF. I mean, 30 has been fine, but I think I really want to start moving closer to using products that have 50 SPF. And with this one, I have been able to use a full 1/4 teaspoon, which is what is recommended so that you can get the full SPF that is rated on the packaging. I do have a 1/4 teaspoon in my bathroom, so I have actually been pumping out that exact amount, and I've been applying it and it's been fine. I do need to let it sit for a little while to just really absorb and kind of not be like a huge glowy ball. But the white cast isn't too bad. I can't really say on anybody darker than me if there would be a white cast or not. I would really love your opinions if you have any experience with that. And then I've actually been using the XOXO over that. I have some samples of the XOXO that I got, and that has sort of like a dry powdery finish. And so that's been working perfectly over this. So that's been a great combination for me. So yes, SPF, super important. I've been watching a lot of Dr. Sam's videos. She's a dermatologist, and she has also mentioned that not only that the research is showing that not only does it protect your skin from the damaging UV rays, that it actually allows your skin to take a break from fighting the UV rays, and then it actually can help with regeneration. So it kind of does double duty. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So SPF is a really important part of my anti-aging regimen. And then there are a couple of other things I wanted to mention. One of them I'm currently doing. I just started about 2 weeks ago along with the Retin-A, and then one that is coming in the mail to me. Now, this, I don't know, this might be kind of controversial. I don't know how you guys are going to feel about this, but I am using the Hydroquinone 4% cream, and this is prescription strength, and I'm using it because I just cannot stand the spots that I have on my forearms here. It's not quite as much on this side. It's really noticeable on my right, and I don't know if that's because I tend to drive with my right hand on top of the wheel or what it is, but it really, really bothers me. So I talked to my dermatologist about it. She said that hydroquinone is great for removing these kind of spots. So what I've been doing is I've just been applying it directly on the actual spot. And I did take a before picture, so we'll see after using it for 3 or 4 months if it really does work. And anyway, I just use it at nighttime before I go to bed, and you have to be really, really careful with SPF when you're using this. That is what she said, and anything else I've read about it says the same exact thing. You really have to use sunscreen when you are using this, otherwise the spots can actually get darker. She also mentioned that there's something where I think if you use it too much, it can turn the spots kind of gray, which I also don't want to have happen. So she recommended that after 3 months to take a break, switch over to using something like vitamin C, L-ascorbic acid instead for a month, and then going back to using it. So you do need some time off so that you don't get that. I forget, there's a specific term, dermatological term for it that I can't remember, where the spots actually start to turn gray. So that is another thing that I am just starting to use in terms of, you know, wanting to get rid of my, I don't know what you call these, age spots, pretty much. Sunspots. And then the last thing I'm going to be doing, and it's coming to me in the mail, I actually just ordered it last night, is the zip device. So that's like the, I think it's the microcurrent thing. And I watched Aloha Jen's, I've watched her videos several times that talk about the zip, that talk about the new face, that compare the two. If you're interested in both and you're kind of deciding between the two, I'd highly recommend checking out her videos on that. I ultimately decided on the zip because one thing she mentioned in her video and also while we were DMing is that sometimes people with migraines can find the new face as a trigger for migraine. So that is just, that's a no-go for me. And then I think that just overall it seemed like the zip just got better reviews in general. So I'm gonna be trying the zip. I'm gonna see if it's gonna help maybe lift up this eye area that's a little bit more droopy on this side than it is on this side. Maybe it'll help with the lines, who knows? I'm just very interested in seeing how that affects my skin. It is very expensive, but what is great is I just found a 20% off code. They carry it at Be Glowing. So I ordered it from Be Glowing with a 20% off code. I can't remember, I think the code was maybe Tools20. I don't know how long it lasts for. So the zip is definitely a high priced item. It's a little bit of a risk. We're gonna see if the results pan out. I'll take a before and after picture as well with that so we can see over time if I do notice any difference with the zip. But yeah, that is it. It's all about the vitamin C for me, the retinoids, SPF. Those are definitely like the 3 that I will always be using. And if I decide I want to go off of the prescription strength, I obviously will continue to use, especially Jordan Samuel's retinol, because it's just so fabulous. And then the new additions are, like I said, the hydroquinone for these pesky spots that drive me bonkers. And then, you know, I'm gonna give a try with the zip and see how it goes and see if that will delay my desire to have any kind of Botox on my forehead. So I will keep you guys posted on all of these things and how they're working out for me in terms of these new additions, the prescription additions, as well as the zip. Let me know if you have any special techniques or secrets in terms of your anti-aging regimen. So that does it for my anti-aging roundup. Thank you guys so much for watching. You know I really appreciate your support so much. And if you haven't followed yet and you're inclined to do so, that would be great. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.